Man, what's going on YouTube? How you doing? How you doing? First and foremost, I hope everyone having a wonderful day. I hope you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish this week. And the weekend is almost here. And let me know what y'all got planned for the weekend with your family, with your friends, with your boo thing. Let me know what y'all got going on. And I just want to thank y'all once again for the support on my channel, man. I humbly appreciate it. Thank y'all for the comments, man. Thank y'all for the like, the dislike, everything, man. I appreciate that so much. And before we get started, y'all hit the subscribe button for your boy. And let's get it. Now, foundational black Americans. We could have been born anywhere in the world, but we was born here. Just want y'all to think about that for a second. We could have been born anywhere in the world, but we were born here. Our ancestors could have been anything, anybody, from somewhere, but our ancestors are from this land right here. That's something to be proud of. People might look at the atrocities that us as FBA's been through on this land. Some people might look at the mistreatment on what happened to us on this land. Somebody probably even look at the racism and the discrimination that happened to us on this land. But still and yet, we could have been born anywhere, but we was born here. I always wake up thankful that I was born in America. I always wake up thankful for my lineage. Because when I look at Africa sometimes and I see how these Africans be acting, I just be like, God damn, that could have been me. I could have been that African. I could have been born in a manger. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I say this because we go through life sometimes not being thankful for what we have. And not understanding that things can be taken away from us. Me, for example, sometimes I second guess myself, or I'll be wanting more for myself, which is nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself. But sometimes when you want more for yourself, you neglect what's important around you. Sometimes you forget that what you do have is great, and once that's taken away from you, then you be looking crazy, right? And I had to think. I was like, in life, things that bad happen to me. Let's say I'm worried about my bills, or I'm worried about this, or I'm worried about how I'm gonna pay this over here. Or I'm worried about how I'm gonna do this. Sometimes I had to think, be like, Brian, you could have been African. You could have been African, Brian. You could have been one of those kids. Feed the children kids. That could have been you when you was a kid. Just think about it. Just imagine. I'm going to use me for example. I used to think like, damn, like what if I was one of those feed the children babies? What if that was my mama holding me? What if I was that baby on the camera with the fly on his face? What if that could have been me? What if that could have been my mama look like she about to pass out because she ain't ate in a couple of days? That could have been us. That could have been my mama. That could have been me. Having a white woman talk over me, saying, "Hey, just for 50 cents a day, little Zimbabwe Brian could be fed. He could be fed for a month if y'all just send 30 cents a day. They will feed him rice and water." That could have been me. And I'm gonna tell you why I say this. And I don't think I told y'all this. When I was young, my grandmother used to cook for me sometimes, right? And I remember this one particular day we went to Piggly Wiggly. Now, if you don't know what Piggly Wiggly is, it's a grocery store. And we used to go to the grocery store. Now, this particular day, she was going to cook something different that I don't like. So as I'm in the grocery store, you know how us, I don't know if y'all did it, but I did it. You know, you walk around pouting with your lip poked out, mad, walking in the grocery store with your people and shit, and your grandma looking at you. You better straighten your face out before I pop you in your mouth, you know, stuff like that. But I'm still mad. So my grandma told me to get the food, well, cause I ain't like spaghetti at the time. So I had to get the ingredients for the spaghetti. I had to get the tomato paste. I had to get the noodles, whatever you call them, spaghetti things, strings, whatever. I had to get the vegetables. I had to get all these things. I had to get the bread. I had to get all these things. I had to get the ground beef. I had to get some more stuff. I had to get something to drink. I had to get some more stuff. So as I'm getting this stuff, I'm just shoving it up in the I'm just shoving up in the car, mad as hell. Then I'll bump the car sometime. I want them. So when I finally I threw something in the basket and it made a loud noise. Plow. My grandma looked at me, grabbed me by the fountain. She squeezed it and said, "Brian, stop being so goddamn ungrateful. There are kids starving in Africa. You could be one of them kids in Africa." And I stopped. I started thinking about them hungry babies with them flies flying around their face that don't move. Hold on, y'all. Have y'all noticed something about them African flies and American flies? African flies are a different breed of flies. Our American flies ain't like African flies. And we want to talk about the flies because when you move your arm or you can move your finger a little bit, an African fly away. But have you ever watched these people with flies on their body? They move around, they blink, they move, the flies just stay there. There's some militant flies they got in Africa. What type of flies are they? I seen people cry and a tear rolls down to the African fly and the tear just move around the African fly. And the African fly just sit there. I seen the fly laying on the eyelid and the kids or the people just be blinking their eye real slow and that fly just go up and down with the eyelid. Now, our flies don't do that. We just move one time, that fly gone. But something about an African fly, it just something. But anyway, I'm sorry. I thought about them flies out there. But yeah, but she'll say that and it'll just make me realize like, damn, you right, Grandma. You right. And from that day forward, I was thankful for the food that I eat. I remember when I was in school, right? And a lot of people probably remember this back in the day. I think it was on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, the Jordans would come out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, right? They were doing this time. And we used to be late for school because our mothers and fathers or whoever would take us to the mall, wait on the mall to open at 9 o'clock. We'll go in, get the shoes, come back to school, let's say around about 10:30. So I remember this one particular month, some J's was coming out and I wanted them. And I remember my mom, something was going on with my mom. I think they were going out of town or something. And I was real highly upset that I didn't get these J's. So what my mom and daddy did, since I couldn't get the J's, they bought me some other shoes that I didn't want. They brought me some Felines and the Felines outfit. Now, Felines was cool, don't get me wrong, but I wanted these particular J's. So I remember I was still upset because, when I went to school that day and all my friends was coming back to school, from the mall or whatever, and they had the J's on their feet. Now, I think I was in middle school then. They had the J's on their feet. I didn't have the J's on my feet. I had the J's from 2 months ago. I get it. So let me just follow me, y'all. So I had the J's from 2 months ago, so I'm seeing all the kids with their new J's on. Damn, bro. So I get home, still pounding upset, still, feeling the way. And I remember my mom and dad walked through the door and they had some felines in a feline outfit. I'm like, why y'all buy me felines? I don't wear felines. I do not wear felines. Why I gotta wear this? I wanted J's. Why I couldn't get the J's? You know what my daddy told me? He said, listen, boy, you could have been one of those kids in Africa with no shoes on. You know kids in Africa wear flip-flops or they walk barefoot. Do you understand that, Brian? You gotta be thankful for what you have, because a lot of these kids don't have nothing. Then I looked there. Shit, I thought about them African kids that were running from a hyena on National Geographic. They ain't had no shoes on. I saw them kids run on through rock mounds. I saw these kids climb trees. I saw these kids hunt monkeys with no shoes on, and their feet were messed up. And I said, you know what, Daddy? You was right. I could have been born in Africa with no shoes on, just wearing flip-flops all day. That could have been me. That could have been me, but it wasn't. Because I'm blessed to have the ancestors that I have. Let's use modern times. You know how us foundational black Americans, we be popping our shit. We be roasting these tethers. We be talking crazy to these tethers. But you know what I had to think one day? I said, man, I be watching the comments on some of my videos, not just on YouTube, but on TikTok. And I be seeing how the Africans just be saying all types of foul things in the comments, just hating. I could be saying, hey y'all, I just got a job promotion. Hey y'all, I just bought me a car. Hey y'all, woo woo woo. And they'll be in the comment section, hey, oh, the white man did that. Oh, you didn't earn that, did you steal that? And sometimes I had to think like, damn, I could have been born in Africa. I could have been one of those Africans in the black American comment hating on the black American what they got. I could be telling the black American how they're not black American, they African. I could be that African. I can be that African that just be trolling black American because they live better than me. Just think about that. I could be an African hater to y'all. I could be one of those Africans that get on podcasts say the most wildest shit about black Americans. That could have been me. I be thinking about stuff like that. I could have been that type of African. But I was blessed to not to be like them Africans. And you're blessed that you're not African. Now some of y'all might disagree with that. Some of y'all do. I'm happy, man. Even the worstest times in my life, and I'm going to say this before I end this video, even the worstest, most embarrassing times in my life. Now, I know some of y'all lived a great life, made great financial decisions. Y'all life been a steady going up, and that's a great thing. But a player like me, I done messed up sometimes, y'all. I done messed up before. It ain't nothing like losing something that you've been paying on. And I'm talking about your car getting repossessed. Have you ever had your car repossessed before? Even though you know your car about to get taken because you ain't paid that car note in 3 months because you ain't had the money, right? You know it's gonna get repossessed, but you just hoping that you can survive another day without the repo man snatching your car. I don't think people understand that. See, y'all poor niggas, y'all rich niggas don't understand the poor nigga lifestyle sometimes. You know, I was poor nigga, but listen. But the feeling that you have when you about to go to the store, you about to grab something to eat, you got to run somewhere at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you walk down the stairs or walk out your door. As soon as you step out your door, your car gone. But you play psychological games with yourself, be like, man, you know what? Somebody stole my car. I don't think they repossessed that shit that fast. So you call 911 to see if the car been stolen. I know out here in Texas, you can call 911. And you ask 911, hey, you give them your license plate number. You be like, hey, this license plate number been stolen. Be like, nah, such and such pick up your car. Such and such told pick up your car. I'm like, shit. That sinking feeling. That feeling that you just feel defeated in life. That feeling feel like you just failed yourself. You embarrassed because now you don't know who seen you get your car towed. Now you got to probably ask people for money. Now you got to explain something to your mate that, man, I ain't got my car no more. They done took it. That feeling right there. I've been through that. And when I went through that, it was so many thoughts going through my mind, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was depressed for that day. I went through a lot that day. And I'm thankful, though, I did get my car later on that day or the next day because, my family, they, but anyway, they helped me out. But it was just that feeling I had. But you know what? Shit, I had to sit and think about it. I know I'm going to get my car back, and I know I have access to get another car. But I ain't no African. I'm used to shit. Africans ain't used to that. I had to think that Africa got to walk. When things go bad with an African, they got to run. Some Africans don't even know what it's like to have a car. Some Africans don't know what it's like to have AC in the car. I knew that feeling. Sometimes I had to think back sometimes and feel like I might be punching down on the less fortunate. But in a way, I had to do something to make me feel better. You know what I'm saying? Just like when they say we always on food stamps. We know what it's like. And let's say America, because they used to make jokes about us like how, oh, the government took y'all food stamp. What y'all gonna do now? Y'all ain't gonna have food stamps no more. I always tell an African this. At least for the 43 years of me living, I know what it was, what it was like to have food stamps. For the 43 years of you living, you don't even know how I feel to get food out the grocery store. You don't know what it's like to know friends if you don't have no money. You can holler at somebody and say, man, let me use your food stamp card. Let me get a book of food stamps so I can get me something to eat. You Africans ain't got that. Only thing you Africans got is salad struthers. to help y'all get food. We ain't got this shit. So when I lost my car, I had to be thankful, like stealing here like Brian. I'm thankful that I got a family that helped me out. I'm thankful that I can still put myself in a better position to get my car back. At the end of the day, even though I lost it, that's still more important things. I still got a roof over my head with AC, heat, lights, and I ain't got to worry about my lights getting cut off. I still got water. I still got access to things. I still got food. I still got my health. I don't have to worry about police extorting me like they get extorted. It's just a lot of things I just had to think about. But yeah, if you're going through something, y'all, just think about it like this. You could have been an African. Just think about it. You could have been an African. And even though America got its faults and its flaws, it ain't Africa. It ain't Africa. Because we can fight. But most of our life ain't about racism. It's just about enjoying ourselves and living life. But anyway, y'all be safe and be thankful that you wasn't born an African. Peace out.